All right, we have head coach Angel Elderkin, and with today's win, the team moved to 7-3 in Sunbelt play, and Coach Elderkin won her 105th game here at App State, which is now second most all-time in the program. So, Coach, if you can give us an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Sure. Really excited for our group today in terms of just playing a complete game. Those of you guys who have followed us, sometimes we get down, we have to fight back, we lose leads. I thought today, from top to bottom, we played with a lot of passion, a lot of fight, and I thought we did a lot of really good things, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. I thought shutting down two really good scorers for Texas State and Denasia Hood. You know, she averages 20 in the Sun Belt, and we held her to 8. So just a great team effort.
What have you known coming in from scouting and, of course, playing them before and stuff like that, that you would have gotten, such a huge game out of your one player today?
Janae? Yeah, honestly, from Texas Arlington on, Janae's been really solid for us. Like the other night at Georgia State, she had 17 in the first half. She's just playing super poised, very balanced, very aggressive. We always know somebody could show up and really key on her and shut her down, but she's really starting to come along at the right time, and I'm just really proud of her growth and just her maturity over this stretch of games.
She was mentioning just the fact that this particular game has a special meaning to her, and I know that this is a game that you feel the same way about. Can you talk just a little bit about what has made this such a special game for you guys over the years?
Yeah, I mean, Kay Yao, I actually attended Kay Yao's funeral when I was assistant at University of Virginia, and she just had a true impact on my life. I've obviously battled my own journey of cancer. I'm wearing a Tasha Tuff shirt today for the associate head coach at Georgia Tech, who I worked with at LSU, who actually coached John Kenny on my staff, who's battling a really bad case of breast cancer right now. Janae has somebody in her family. And, we've tried to educate our team just in terms of somebody is going to face this battle, and can we use our platform and the tools that we've given you today to teach them how to fight. And so I think our team always respects this game and knows that it's bigger than basketball.
You're up by 2 points late in the first half, and you get a couple of three-pointers on your last two possessions. I remember other games like that this year as well. East Tennessee State comes to mind. And it seemed like that gave you a spark to take what was a very, very competitive game and just turn it into a blowout in the second half. This whole thing started by a player who's very much an unsung player on your team. Can you talk about just how that kind of thing plays into the success of your team today?
Yeah, before the game, we kind of talked to our players about committing, and we've kind of gotten to a substitution pattern with our group. And I think our players know when they're subbing in what their role is. And when you see somebody like Dane go in the game, she's in there to shoot threes, and she's in there, and she's now got the confidence that we have the confidence in her that she's a shot maker. And I thought she provided that stretch. Her and Emily, those were two really, really big shots that really gave us a lot of juice going into halftime. We've actually we talked to them today about kind of having a juice squad in terms of who comes off the bench and who can really bring it. But I think everybody who stepped on the court really helped, and I also think our bench was just great just in terms of their energy.
Tiana, in the first half for them, was somebody that they were going to early, and she was very effective, particularly on that little jump hook that she was shooting. And in the second half, it seemed like you just totally controlled her. What was the difference as far as that was concerned?
In the first half, at halftime, I kind of went back okay with it because I didn't want Batman and Robin, kind of what we label their top two players, to really hurt us. And so I said, we're daring somebody else, and she's the one. So now we just have to be high alert. But I do think that she gave them a spark. She was obviously comfortable at making shots against the zone. So kudos to them. I thought she did a really good job for them. And then the post player that came in also was impactful. They had two bench players come in that really helped them.
Coach, first, congrats on the win. Michaela Porter might not have had her best day shooting the ball, but of course she comes out there and still has another double-double. Can you talk to me about the impact she has, where even if she might not be shooting, of course, as well as Janae might have, she can get down there on the glass and get 6 offensive boards?
Yeah, that is really what KK, her career is starting to wind down, and that's really who she's been for us since she's been here. This year, when we lost a lot of our scoring, we kind of asked her to take up for it, but how she really helps our team is rebounding, deflection, just the overall toughness mentality, so she can always impact the game. Her shots don't have to fall, but super proud of her. We've really challenged her specifically with the rebounding. We haven't been that great, and I think down the stretch here, she just kind of has a real strong will to win, and she impacts our program just every day.
Then going off those 2 threes at the end of the half, those 2 were assisted by Janae. Can you talk about the impact that has, where they're so honed in on defending her, and then she kicks out for 2 big threes that really opened up the game in the second half?
Yeah, and I think anybody who's watched Janae, that's probably been her biggest grow area in terms of being able to create for others. And when she gets to the paint, she draws 2, 3 players, and she's so skilled at scoring. But to be able to create for her teammates, I think is the next step for her, and just elevating her teammates. And I think she's getting better with that every day. But those were 2 very big possessions. I think the thing about Janae is she has an incredibly high IQ. So we say, we're going what we call shake action, and we're looking for the 3, and she's able to execute it on the spot.
Then, of course, today with the win, that switches you with Texas State moving you up to 3rd in the conference. Can you talk about the impact that has as you get closer to the conference tournament, building that momentum?
Yeah, it's going to be really important. Every game, matters right now. There's a lot of parity in the league, and so we're at home, and we have a 1-0 mentality with our group. And we just got to continue to take each game, take each possession, just one at a time. But I think our players, I'm trying not to talk about standings and talk about, but they're well aware because they're asking me, well, why do they move ahead? And they're trying to understand winning percentages, and I'm just trying to keep it at, let's just continue to be 1-0, and the rest will take care of itself.
How important will this last stretch of games be, being at home and having that momentum on your side with fans and stuff? How important will it be to kind of win those out?
It's going to be huge. I mean, we know Thursday we're going to have Troy coming to town. They're in the top. They're fighting. That's going to be a big, big game for us. If we can get our fans here and create an environment like we did today, that'll be awesome for us. I mean, we're right now in the mix for a top seed. You get a top seed, you don't play till Friday. Like our trainer today, I said, how are we doing? She says, they're great. They're locked in. They're just tired. This is like the dog days of the season. So to be able to finish up at home, maybe give them 2 days off, and then get ready for the tournament, I think would give us a really good advantage heading into Pensacola.
And the team definitely struggled from 3 today. How did you come out in the second half and kind of focus on inside scoring and just having that presence?
We really talked about paint touches, and I'm glad that you brought that up because we've been a team that really relies on the 3. So to put 73 points on the board and only make 4 threes, I thought was really great of our group. But, the threes weren't falling, and so we went to the paint game. And our team just does a really good job at being patient in the paint. And really making good decisions. So I think that's what's going to make us difficult to guard down the stretch is if you take away the inside, we have the outside game. If you take away the outside, we have players that can score around the rim.
Earlier you mentioned your players know your rotation and you have a pretty set lineup. What has it been like kind of building that chemistry, especially going to the tournament?
It's been great, to be honest. And even this week, they know that there are kids that have not played and they're getting minutes. So they know if they come in and work and do what we ask them to do, there's the 2 or 3 minutes that we're going to put them in there. And I felt like today, if we could go 10, 11 deep, we could wear Texas State out. And I think and I want to build confidence for the tournament. I don't want to put Dane in there because we see zone and she hasn't played. So I think whether it's 90 seconds at a time, we're building confidence. So when we get to Pensacola, they've been there, they've done it, and they're comfortable in their roles.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.